Hi, I'm Jennifer Diamond. Welcome to my channel. I eat a whole food, plant-based, sofa-free, gluten-free diet, and I also lead a very active and healing lifestyle. And I just wanted to share some of the things that we buy on the weekends when we hit our farmer's market. We don't buy everything from farmer's market, and I wouldn't consider this a huge haul, but maybe you would. We also hit Costco and our natural grocer, which is a grocery store that is kind of reminds me of a Trader Joe's if you have one near you. And they've got a lot of organic food there that it's hard to find. Let's see, they call them Jersey potatoes, but they're I think they're the Hannah yams that Chef AJ really likes. So they carry them there, and a lot of their seeds and nuts and stuff all in the refrigerator. So I really love it. Anyhow, I'm going to start with showing you some of the frozen stuff that we got at Costco because I need to get that into the freezer. So we got some blueberries and those in the fresh section. I love their organic cauliflower. It's already pre-cut. I will wash it. I go back and forth on, do I like to get stuff that's in the plastic? I mean, I don't. And I also know that it may have been washed with some kind of acceptable amount of bleach in the water that they use to treat the lettuce and things like this. But I wash it again, and sometimes I do the best I can, right? So sometimes I go with the packet. A lot of times I just buy it in the regular store and cut it up myself, but you know what? It's still covered in plastic. So I got a thing of celery, which is really good because it's got a lot of the natural salts in it. And I can use this in smoothies, just eat it just out of the bag, and also add it to salads. What else did we get? Ooh, we got bags of fruit. So I use a lot of their frozen fruit, organic. This obviously is the pineapple. I love it. And I got their mango, bag of mango also. You know, sometimes a recipe calls for fresh mango or pineapple or whatever. I use it. I take it out of the freezer if I don't have fresh and put it in a bowl and just kind of let it thaw enough, and I can chop it up or add it any other way that I want. We also got the dark sweet cherries, which I really love. I like the wild blueberries that are frozen, but they don't sell those at Costco, and I usually get those at Sprouts, and I'm due to get some of those. And this is the bag that I like to use because in Arizona, especially in the summer, you really need to make sure that you have a cooler bag because even just driving straight from the store home, your stuff can like start to really melt. So I did not bring ice packs this time, but usually I sometimes throw ice packs in there. But anyways, so that's that. And I'm actually going to move the freezer stuff over here because it might magically get put away. All right, what else did we get at Costco? We got, mushrooms. They have a lot of mushrooms. I got the white ones this time, organic. They have the cremini, and they started carrying shiitake, all in the fresh section. And I have a recipe that I want to do, so I thought, okay, I'll get the white ones. I also found that they have organic tofu, so I got a 4-pack of that. I just recently learned that tofu comes vacuum seal packed. And so when I run out of this stuff, I'm going to try that. I think I was told that it might be sold at our Sprouts market, which is also another smaller market. But this was on sale, and I think it was $4.99 for 16 ounces of organic tofu. So can't go wrong with that. You don't really eat a lot of tofu, but I was going to try some new things for my husband, and once in a while I eat it. In the winter, I really like a tofu soup that we've been making for years. It's similar to Tom Kramer's dump soup, but it's not his recipe, but it's similar idea. And we also got too many organic watermelons because I am on a watermelon kick. And we were out of maple syrup, so we got one to use now and a backup. The price is super great. I think it was $12.99, and it used to be $10.99, but everything's going up. So we have those, and then we got some tape, which has nothing to do with food. And let's see, I think that was it. Oh, no, I stand corrected. We got some organic bananas at Costco and some organic whole cashews, unsalted, unroasted. I usually get these at the natural grocer because they're in the refrigerator, but they were a pretty good deal, so I got them here. But I do like to keep all my nuts in the refrigerator. So that is pretty much what we got at Costco. So the next one I'll show you is what we got at our natural grocer. And I try not to use bags, the plastic bags for produce. So I just take the carrots and just put them in the basket. And then when it comes to paying for them, and they just put them in a bag for me. I use all our own bags. This one just happens to say natural grocer. Anyways, so I got carrots. And usually I like to have a plan. I just kind of got stuff that I thought I needed or I wanted. I got couple apples. These are Envy apples. These are organic and they're delicious apples. They have a really nice selection of all kinds of apples at Natural Grocer. Pink Lady, Gala, Fuji are more common in the regular stores, but they carry those as well. And some other ones, Honey Crisp, and gosh, I can't remember all of them, but I really like that they have a nice selection of organic apples, and Envy is one of my top favorites. I have tried the sugar bees. They're really good, but I don't find them as often. And I talked about their nuts and seeds. So I got some white sesame seeds out of their refrigerated section that are organic. I refill my jars. So I, have the smaller jars for seasonings and stuff. And so that is running low. And then I got some sunflower seeds. They did not have organic. So I was back and forth. Did I really want them? But I decided to get a small pack. And hopefully they'll get the organic because I prefer to get everything organic, but it isn't always possible. Oh, look at this, an extra carrot. And then I got 2 small cabbages, cabbages, purple and the green. And I don't really have, a plan with what I'm going to use this for, but I will use it in salads, or if Todd wants a stir fry, I will do that for my husband. And if not, there's no wrong way to add. You can add cabbage to anything. There's no wrong way of adding this into your meals. And then the last thing I think is, the last thing in this bag, we got some little organic, gold bite-sized potatoes. They have such a great selection of potatoes. Most of them are not in a bag, but I just got this little one because I'm not eating that much of it, and I'm thinking that my husband might want those. And also our dog eats potatoes and rice, and I make him organic vegetables too, certain ones to go into his food. And he's got a liver disorder, so he has to eat a special way, although he is not whole food plant-based. But I do add a lot of goodies into his meals, and I can share about that in a later video sometime if that's of interest. Now, you know what? I got to go back for a second. Costco. I also bought blackberries and ate the entire container in the car. I was hungry and I hadn't eaten yet today. And it's filled with little plastic red cheese wax because my husband was also very hungry. And although he's been doing really well, he's still working on what it means to him to eat this way. And today he decided that he needed cheese. So anyhow, this is trash now, but it is something that we got. And I'll tell you a little story about the cheese because it was kind of funny. He said, I'm probably going to have something and I'll probably have to apologize for it later. And I said, no, you don't have to apologize. It's your choice, just like I'm making my choices. Of course, personally, I feel a little sad or let down because I really want us to be on the same page. But I also understand that, we're on our different paths, even though we love each other and we try to support each other and do a lot of things together. So, anyways, he said, I want to go and get some cheese. So we went to the section where cheese is at Costco. And this particular little circle cheeses, they weren't there. And I was like, oh, yes. So I looked at him and I kind of, didn't want to like laugh in his face, but I was just kind of like, look, they don't have it. Somebody is like on my side. I didn't say that, but I thought it. And so he said, oh my gosh, so I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll eat a banana or something else. And I offered a bunch of things that maybe we could do, but he just wanted what he wanted. So he said, I'm going to look in another section. And I said, okay, I'm going to wait here. And he goes down an aisle in a freezer section or refrigerated section and came back with the cheese. So we get up to pay. And usually a lot of times we go through the self-checkout, but the line was really long. So we went through a regular checkout where somebody checks us out and they grabbed the cheese and there was no tag. They didn't know how to ring it up. So I said, does that mean we don't get to take it? We have to leave it? We don't get it? It's not for sale? And they said no, and they figured out the code. So close, but anyways, that's not my deal. But I did want to share it because you might be one of those people that is living in a family and maybe you aren't the only one that makes choices. And so it's okay. And it's just something that, we have to kind of migrate and figure out. We're both doing that. And I've mentioned that before. So anyways, I am going to move on to going back to the rest of the groceries that I got at Natural Grocer, which is some greens. Look at these. Usually they have longer stems, but today they just had these short little nubby stems on the kale. Oh, I just love kale. So I have a thing of kale. And I also got some cilantro, organic cilantro. That smells really yummy. I have a family relative that does not like cilantro, and I've heard of people that say they don't like it. It tastes, soapy, and that it has something to do with maybe their DNA or taste buds or whatever. But for me, I love it. I love cilantro and parsley and a lot of fresh ones. But today I just went with the cilantro. And then I also got a head of lettuce, the romaine. So that'll be nice. And a couple last few things here. I got, I think there were three oranges. These are Valencia oranges in our area. I like the navel. I'm having a hard time finding oranges right now that are organic, that look nice. So I only got a couple. And this is not going to last for a huge amount of time, but it's just something to throw in a salad or eat. And then 2 Roma tomatoes, also organic. And I just love that I have that option. And so that concludes that part of my shopping. And then this is the last part of the shopping, which actually we started with. My daughter and grandson came and met us there, and we walked around the farmer's market together, which was so fun. And then we got these things. So this is a mustard greens that we got from one of the farms that sells there. And you can tell that it's like steaming already just from sitting in the car. But look at how beautiful these mustard greens are. I mean, I don't, see this type of mustard green in the store that's tender. And anyhow, I will end up washing this and drying it and putting it in a different container for storage. And then I also got another one from them, which is spinach. And there's not a whole heck of a lot of spinach, but I do want to show you what their spinach looks like. I mean, they're beautiful leaves. And so we have that. I'm going to leave these open so they can breathe a little bit. So one of the farmers there just gifted me some okra. I was, asking about okra. I haven't really done much with okra. I don't know what to do with okra. And she said, she said, take it and take a little bite off the end, which I did on this one. And, she was talking about that sometimes it's kind of has a slimy texture. And what she said to do was, she uses oil. So she said, cut it up and puts oil in a pan. I'm thinking, okay, so no oil, just a pan. And then she kind of sears it. And she said, once it's seared and like sauteed, it takes away that. And so she said, I would really like to offer you to try it. And so I said, okay. So I just threw this handful in a bag and thought, I'll just pay for this. And she said, no, put whatever you want in the bag and it's my gift so you could try it. So I need help. What do I do with the okra? I don't necessarily want to cook it in oil. Well, I'm not going to, but can you eat this raw? I know you could probably dehydrate it. And I know I've had it when I was at True North in some kind of a vegetable soup, but I personally don't know if there's anything besides cutting it up and putting it in there that would keep it from having that kind of a slimy texture. I'm also not familiar with all the nutrients and vitamins and different things that are in okra, but I believe that they are really good for us. So I would love to hear some tips from you guys. And then I got these peppers. These are not spicy. They're just banana peppers. They had a bunch of them that were red. They had some that were yellow. They had some that were orange and yellow. And I just went with the ones that I think are the most ripe. This vendor happens to put them in a bag. I really try hard not to do a lot of bags. And then I got some fava bean shoots. I like pea shoots. I like sunflower shoots, broccoli shoots. I haven't tried to, grow my own microgreens or shoots, but I've been doing the sprouts and I don't believe I've ever had fava bean shoots. So these are what they look like. They're kind of thicker and let's give them a try. Wow. Okay. Kind of nutty. I like them. They do kind of taste like a fava bean. Have you had a fava bean? They're really good. Yum. Okay. Yay. I'm glad that I ended up getting these. They're delicious. So in my quest to always try new things, the okra, the fava beans, I think that's what I got from this trip. Okay, so what else do I have here? Ooh, I got some king oyster mushrooms. Oh, this gentleman who has one of the farm's booths, he grows his own mushrooms. He does mushroom tours. He does Lion King. He does oyster. And I've never, like the blue oyster. These are king oyster. And I was having a really hard time finding these the other day at the store. And so when I saw that he had this, and this was the last one, I snapped it right up. So I'm excited. I don't store this in here. I will take this out and store it in another way that's dry. And then I got 2 onions, locally grown purple onions. And we bought a honeydew melon. I usually get their watermelons. I've tried, I think I may have tried a cantaloupe. It's been a while, but I decided let's do a honeydew from the farm. And then of course, you saw I already bought some watermelon at Costco. And then they had 2 apples. Well, I bought 2 apples. They had a huge thing of apples. And so now I actually have 4 because I got the envy. And then these, I don't know what kind of apples these are, but we're going to give those a try. And then I think last but not least, they had, oh, nope, I am wrong. This is second to last. Corn. And this particular place is not certified organic, and I really like organic corn only, but They don't have the certification, this local farm, because it's so expensive, but they do all the practices of organic. So I felt comfortable to get these, and I am hoping that I will make more raw taco shells out of these beautiful corn on the cob. Should we open one? Let's see which one, just so you could see. I mean, it doesn't matter. So let's just see what it looks like. Ooh, goodness, look at that. That is pretty. That is a really pretty corn on the cob. And it's okay. So I'll just cut this little nub off, and you can just see that it's got the two-tone colors. They always taste so fantastic when it's locally grown, and I mean, you could just even eat it raw, which is what I've been doing. But cook it up, chop it up in a salad, salsa, just right on the cob, right now, right here. I mean, there's nothing better than fresh organic corn, unofficially organic. So, it's really sweet. And so now I'll have to finish eating that later, but I did want to show you that. Okay, now last, I just got a giant handful, not a giant, but I got a handful that I'm not sure what I'll do with, but just some green beans, just a handful of green beans. Throw them in my car to snack on when I'm driving, in a salad or whatever. I can steam them. And so that's my shopping for the day. My few things, a few places that we went to, and some of the things that we got. And I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the foods that I try to get. And I will be cleaning them and sharing how I store them soon. So if you like this video, please push the like button and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts or any experiences that you might have, different things that you like, or what to do with the okra. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hit the little bell so you can be notified. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.